Here is one thing, or a lot of things, I should say, that I found from my own hiding experience. Welcome. I'm Coach Cindy, and this is Mission Monday. I love Mondays. Not everybody loves Mondays, but this girl thinks they're pretty cool. I love starting my week really positively. And so today, what I thought is that I'm going to share a little bit about my own hiding experience. And my hiding experience isn't going to be anything like your hiding experience. That's not what matters. What matters is that my hope and my dream for this short little video is that you see yourself in me, and by that reflection, that it inspires you to your own mission and to stop hiding. So, a little bit about my story, and that is one thing that I wanted to talk about that's most important is, why did I hide? And I'm going to tell you the story of why I hid, and you might go, yeah, I can kind of see that. And everybody has a story that people can kind of see, just so you know, not just me. My story is a rare experience, but I was born with a rare birth defect, and that rare birth defect is called Poland syndrome. Poland syndrome can give you many different things. Here's what it gave me. It gave me two unique hands. So I got this hand and this hand. Now, some people might say it gave you one unique hand. And I'm like, no, no. They're both unique and they're different from each other. And I call them my jazz hands, and I love them. Didn't used to, but I love them today. It also gave me something that was really difficult, especially in the teenage years, and that is called a congenital radical mastectomy, which means on one side of my body, none of the muscles, none of the tissue, none of the things that are supposed to be there to grow a perfect, beautiful breast was there. It was just absent, blank, flat. So if you're complaining that you're flat, I want you to stop complaining right now, because there's nothing like being totally flat like a pancake on one side and then having a breast on the other side. Let me just tell you. Anyway, so I thought, so how I perceived this, excuse me, internally is I perceived it as, there is something wrong with me. And if people find out, they're not going to like me. If people find out, they're not going to hang out with me. If people find out, they will think I am less than. And now I know your story's not the same, but don't you have things in your life where you felt the same exact way? I could go on about that, just one thing, forever and ever and ever. But there was one thing that happened when I kept in this mental perception of being unique and different, not in a good way, but in an ugly way. And it took some things from me. So let me tell you what it took from me. It took for me the opportunity to have really good, fantastic relationships, because in every relationship I had, I hid that part of me. So, think about going out there in the world and, only taking half of yourself, not taking your whole being, which is what we do here at the Self Love Leader. That's why we talk so much about why we hide and why we shouldn't hide, is so we can, one, create great relationships and not take half of yourself everywhere you go. The other thing that it took from me was a lot of prosperity. And I know that sounds really crazy, like, oh God, I mean, how did she make that connection? And here's how I made that connection. So many opportunities came my way, so many jobs that I was offered, so many businesses that I could have been better at or grown in a better way. So many times where I was offered to share my story, to get up on a stage and talk. I mean, all these different things where it's like, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of prosperity I left on the table because I said, no, I'm just too scared. But the truth was, and the truth is, none of that perception that I had about myself was true. That was some little flip in the or mix up in the technology of the brain that just kept going round and round and round and round. You're not valuable, you're not good enough, you're not pretty, you're not beautiful, you're not nobody's going to like you, everybody's going to reject you. This whole, thing that went around for years and years. And guess what? It went around for like 40 years of my life. And I'm not talking about my childhood years, I'm talking 40 years of my adult life. And so the one thing that I wanted to do is share with you this because there's this big aha awareness that happens when you finally realize that record that's been playing in your brain has been lying its ass off to you for years. And when I finally got the awareness, and it wasn't just one thing, it was many different things. So, for instance, a lot of you follow me here and you listen to my story, you listen to my videos. Maybe one video you might go, yeah, yeah, kind of resonates. And then the next one, maybe a little more and a little more and a little more. And then other things will come from different areas. Somebody will recommend a book to you. Somebody will go, oh my God, you're going to love this movie. And some little thing will come from it. You know what I'm talking about. So, what I'm going to say is one, the big awareness comes to everybody. And the big awareness, if it hasn't happened yet, it's going to come to you. It comes to you when you open up and you're willing to start looking for that awareness. When you're looking for the signs, whatever that sign may possibly be. Everybody's sign is a little bit different. I'm going to give you one of my signs. Here's a good, big, fat, juicy sign. Are you ready? I had a heart attack. Wow, that was a sign. Now you might think, well, what does a heart attack have to do with this hiding thing? And what it had to do was it woke me up. And I said, I don't have that many years left. I have this absolute passion and mission and purpose that I'm dying to get out in the world, but my hair is getting gray. My body is slowing down. How am I going to do anything if I continue to hide? And what I did is I changed. It took me a little while, took me a couple times to fall down, get back up, but I finally just stood on the rooftop and said, hey, here I am. So, hey, here I am. Are you ready to say that? So, the shift really comes when, and I'll just share this one thing about the shift. The shift is not this kind of chaotic part of your life, and oh my gosh, things get very crazy. What happens is you get this awareness, and then the shift comes, and you get this calmness, and all of a sudden you look around and you go, I'm right where I need to be. And when you're in that energy, that's when the ideas pop in. That's when the relationships pop in. That's when the prosperity pops in. Let me tell you what, if you're struggling and saying, my wallet is empty, or I need to make more, or I want to make more, it really helps to not be hiding. It really helps to show your light out in the world in a big, beautiful way, because that tells the universe, that tells the divine, you're ready. And when you're ready, things start falling in your lap. So think today about this one thing, and that is, how can you gently step forward? How can you step forward in a way that you are starting to not hide your light so you can allow the prosperity and other things to come to you? And here's my thought process is think about what I said today about awareness. And I think one really gentle way to start is to start looking around for all the blessings that are already happening. Looking around and getting aware of where you're hiding in your life and what opportunities you're missing. And then be aware when this shift comes that you're ready for it, because you have to take a step into awareness before the shift. And here's why I say that is because when the shift comes, it's going to make a huge difference in your life. But if you have your eyes closed, you're not going to see it. So, my hope today is that I send you off with love and that this made a difference to you. I always give you a little hug, a little kiss, and send you with love. Have a beautiful day, guys.